In Johanna Maska, former senior aide for President Obama, and Sean Spicer, former White House press secretary for President Trump. Both are NewsNation political contributors. Both understand what it's like to work with an administration that is battling or tackling this impossible task of trying to secure the border. Johanna, I'm going to start with you. What happened to New York being a sanctuary city and sanctuary state?
Well, it's good to see you this morning. I had to tell Sean I could not let tech issues have any problems with us talking this morning. So, no, I think, look, the idea of a sanctuary city was because no one has taken on comprehensive immigration reform for 20 plus years. You've got people who have lived in, for example, Los Angeles, the sanctuary city that I'm sitting in right now, for 20 plus years, because nothing's been dealt with it, and people don't want them to feel vulnerable. But now you've got governors sending busloads of people as a political stunt to cities. And I understand it's a crisis, but we're not shipping from California our human beings outside of the state with no coordination. And so I'm very curious, Sean, why Republicans think this is the solution, because it's not ultimately.
Well, Sean, I think would have a really great insight as to this, because we've seen the Biden administration with planes full of immigrants and moving them across the country at different times in history, including last year. So, Sean, I'll let you speak to this.
Look, first of all, Republicans sent a handful of buses to New York City. You heard Mayor Adams cite the statistics. This is the Biden administration that's shipping the real numbers to New York. The point of the governors early on was to call attention because of the failure of this administration. The bottom line is Eric Adams is a Democrat, a liberal Democrat, a progressive Democrat. He is actually down on the border, which is more than President Biden has done, having a real conversation about this, trying to persuade people not to come. That is more than the president of the United States did. But, Adrienne, to your point, this administration undid all of the restrictions that the Trump administration had put in place. You've heard the chief of the Border Patrol and other folks. The cartels have seen the signal. The bat signal is up and bright. Come to America. We will let you in. We will give you a hotel. We will give you a phone. You can work in America. You won't have a court date. They are creating this problem. They are sending a signal that America's borders are wide open and you should come. And when Mayor Adams, a progressive Democrat, is the one that's sounding the alarm, Johanna's talking points just don't hold water.
It's certainly
that's not true, Sean. I mean, the truth is, right, we've got
what
a
part?
crisis.
Wait, hold on, stop. Apologies. What statement did I make that wasn't true? What one thing that I said?
You said Johanna's talking points don't hold water.
Well,
I'm not talking points.
They don't.
But let me interject here really quick, Johanna. I want you to speak to this, because a lot of times the Democratic argument is that it's these governors in conservative states. It's Governor Greg Abbott, even Mayor Adams himself, as progressive as he is and as much as he's begging the Biden administration to do something, has called Abbott a madman. Meanwhile, he's guilty of doing the exact same thing, busing people from Manhattan to upstate New York. It's the pot calling the kettle black. The Biden administration has done this. Nonprofits have been busing migrants across the country to different cities from Texas, from Arizona for years. But we call out one party over the other when everyone's guilty.
The difference is coordination, Adrienne. And so you have to have coordination with these cities. We've got people showing up in Chicago in the middle of the night now because there's no coordination and people don't know when the bus is coming. And in California, look, the truth is we are a border state. We deal with this problem all the time. We know, like Governor Newsom has been talking about sending the National Guard to the border. We know that this is a crisis.
But he's not doing it. I think people are so fed up.
He is, Adrienne. No. He is, actually. Newsom did. Newsom just talked about this on Cuomo 2 weeks ago.
But did he do it? He talked about it, but did he do, and now that we're millions of people who've crossed in, I want to let Johanna answer this question, Sean, because this is the Biden administration reportedly now actually waiving federal law to construct a portion of border wall, when that's part of the reason why he ran against President Trump. I'm like, it baffles my mind.
He's waiving a law so that Texas can build the border wall that they say is going to stop the problem. The problem isn't going to be stopped. You can't just build a wall and let people
Then why is he
starve
doing
on
it?
the other side, there will be ramifications of our inaction on immigration for decades to come. And it's 25 plus years that we've been waiting for comprehensive immigration reform.
We definitely, I think that's the one thing that you and Sean agree with, is that there needs to be comprehensive border policy. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.